we go. We are recording. The music has stopped. Is it going to stay stopped? Let's hope so. Yes, it stopped. Okay. Oh, now we've got new music. Okay. Right. Bear with me. Let's pause. I've worked it out. iTunes popped up. Amazing. Okay, here we go. More people entering. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very exciting masterclass call, which I'm so excited about because, as you will hear, this has been something I've been working on for so long, and I'm just so excited to share it because, as you'll hear, the experience I went through. Happy International Women's Day. Oh yes, it is. What an amazing day for all of us. I went through an experience which I'm going to share with you, and that is why we are here. So I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for being here and for being open to trusting me on a journey where I can really hold your hand and take you somewhere and take you on a brighter, healthier, happier future for you. Shiny Happy You is my passion project that I have put my heart and my soul into for the last 18 months. And I'm on such a personal mission to help free as many people as I can from every single limitation holding them back, because we've only got one life. And I can't stop saying this at the moment because it just blows my mind at how we never ever know how much time we have left in our egg timer. So we have to live our best, shiniest, happiest lives starting today. And I believe that you've stumbled across this for a reason. It's always meant to be. There'll be people that are watching this recording back tomorrow, and it's always preordained. It always is. Whenever I'm with a group of people, you're always supposed to be here together. And I'm going to tell you my journey. I'm going to tell you why I've created the Shiny Happy You program, what it comprises of, how you can access it, who it's for, why it's potentially the answer that you've been looking for to feel abundant in every area of your life. And I'm also going to give you just let someone else in. I'm also going to give you lots of hacks as we go as well. So I'm going to explain what it all is. So hopefully you will understand straight away, but I'm also going to open this up for a Q&A at the end. Okay. So first of all, let me talk about me, who I am, my background, and why I've created Shiny Happy You. So I'm Nina Alexander. I know some of you on the call, for others I've never met before. I'm a Pisces, I'm a technophobe, I'm a busy mum to 4 young children. I'm someone who loves sport and exercise, I always have done, and I'm a type A personality. Okay, so I like to achieve and I like to create. I have a creative brain, and this is really relevant because we're going to talk about this shortly, because the chances are you are too, and that's why you're here. The biggest trauma in my life is when I was 28, which was my Saturn return. That's a whole other story for another day, what Saturn return is. It comes around every 28 years to teach us a lesson. That was my Saturn return when I was 28. My beloved mum passed away, and the only way that I could deal with that trauma, that fight or flight response that I had, and again, this is relevant, was to choose flight. So I fled by myself with my unbearable grief. I fled to Southeast Asia. I spent 6 months in healing retreats, and a long story short, I had a total spiritual awakening. I discovered this true path, this vocation in life, my ikigai. If you've never read that book, read that book. You'll discover your true purpose in life. And mine was embracing this world of energetics, healing, manifestation, the law of attraction. I became a Reiki master. I trained in Thailand. And it's just worth mentioning at this point that Shiny Happy You doesn't align with any type of religion or belief system. Let's please all fully respect each other, support everyone's belief systems here today. We're all one. We're all connected. We're all love. And from that point on, I never looked back. And actually, towards the end of that trip, I consciously manifested and created the life that I wanted. I wanted to end my loneliness and my suffering. And I asked to meet my husband and to start a family. And I met my husband just one day after I returned to the UK. Literally the next day was the day that I met him. And then the rest is history. We had 4 kids very quickly. I'm not sure how that happened. Did about 6 years. And boom, that was the new path of my life. So lost my bit, there we are. So I've been in this world of energetics for the last 15 years. I have in that time helped many people in many ways, with mindset, with business, with body, spirit, and I've created several businesses in that time, and I've helped a lot of people all over the world. And I'm only telling you that because I just want you to understand that you're in safe hands. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it properly, and that's one of the reasons it's taken me so long to create this. So at the start of 2020, I was living my best life. I started the year in an incredible place of Maui. I had my 40th, I went skiing with 16 of my friends. Like, I was living the dream. And then boom, COVID hit. And it probably hit most of you pretty hard as well. But that background story just gives you a little glimpse, a picture of who I am and why I'm equipped to help you. But the background story I've given you, that's only the start of the journey, because now I'm going to explain what happened next and the big burning why behind Shiny Happy You. So, like probably many of you, COVID was an absolute shocker for me. Type in the chat box if you had a pretty rubbish time during COVID and the lockdowns and all the rest of it. I don't know, there were a few people that enjoyed it because they were off work and they did the gardening, whatever. But for most of us, it was a shocker. And I got COVID in the second wave. I was kind of okay. You know, I wasn't chronically ill with it. But then I developed long COVID for 5 months, and then I became chronically ill. And my symptoms ranged from extreme fatigue to insomnia, that then led to anxiety, depression, light sensitivity, migraines, sinusitis. I'd lie dripping in sweat. I'd only sleep 2 hours a night, and I couldn't walk. So I couldn't even walk 2 laps in my garden without my legs just giving way. And my lowest point was probably a trip to Lapland, UK, that I'd already bought tickets to with my kids, and I didn't want to let them down, so I had to borrow a wheelchair, and that really was my lowest point. And you know, you may have experienced this in your life in different ways, and we're going to talk about different things that might be afflicting you. But some days I think I thought I'd have a breakthrough, and then the next day I'd be 10 steps further back with like this whole new world of symptoms. And it was undoubtedly, apart from losing my mum, the darkest, most dismal and terrifying time of my life. And I'm going to be super vulnerable with you now, and I'm going to share with you a voice note that I sent to someone when I was at my lowest point. I reached out to a fatigue coach for help. This is quite haunting to listen to. You know, I don't want to trigger anyone if anyone's in a bad place right now, but the reason I'm sharing this is because I really want you to understand that I've been where you are. I've been at rock bottom, and I am completely 100% out the other side, and it's because of the principles that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm going to play this. My rock bottom. Any words of wisdom that you can give me just to try and get me through today and tomorrow, because it's my son's birthday. I'm just had a relapse over the last 4 days. I can't talk to anyone. They won't understand. Just think to hear from someone that this could go away. And you know, I had such a good week last week. I had 5 days of feeling good. And then the relapse just came out of nowhere. It's been 4 days and I haven't slept. I just need some reassurance. I think I'm so sorry to do this message. I just need to hear from somebody who's been there. Oh gosh, not nice to be at rock bottom, right? I think we've probably all had a very dark night of the soul in times of our lives, and that was mine. But I knew that I could get better. I knew, and I did get better. And I know that anyone can get better in any situation in their life. And I'm talking, you know, you might be chronically ill, or you might not be ill physically, but you might be chronically repeating unhelpful patterns that might be physically or mentally, emotionally, spiritually, a combination of all of those, because they're all interlinked. And, you know, you can start to lose hope over time that you're ever going to be where you want to be. I've been in that place. But what you have to remember is every single cell in your body wants you to be abundant. It wants you to be in full health. health. It wants you to be in a state of joy every day. That's the way that our bodies are created, to be in this state of homeostasis, body balance every single day. And during my illness, I was so desperate, I invested way over £10,000 into getting better, because that's what you do when you're desperate. You'll do anything. And I tried every supplement, nutrition program. I tried every different specialist, herbalist, acupuncturist, therapist. I did the lot. And guess what I learned? The answers were inside me all the time. And I just needed to piece it all together. And I fully recovered, never looked back, 100% clean bill of health. But I know that there are so many people out there that are stuck and are struggling and, you know, are just constantly in this daily onslaught of debilitating issues and just going around in circles, whether it's anxiety, depression, whatever it is. And I have this burning purpose to help people, because I just feel like I can't have gone to that point. I couldn't have gone to that darkness without good coming of it. So that's why I've created Shiny Happy You. I've made it really affordable so that as many people as possible can receive these tools, which encompass everything that you need to just be this incredible person, brimming with energy, vitality, joy every single day. So I'm going to reiterate what I said at the beginning. You are here on this planet for one life. You don't know how much sand is left in your egg timer, and I want to help you live it to your fullest potential, free from everything that's holding you back. So who is Shiny Happy for? And how can it help you? Well, like so many people, since the crazy pandemic we've all been in together, many people are still suffering right now. Many people are not fulfilling their true physical, mental, emotional health potential. You might still be experiencing after effects from the virus. Perhaps a lot of people still are, that's affecting their health, but you might still be emotionally, mentally, spiritually affected. You might have elements of PTSD from the experience. If you have, like, think about how you feel when you think about the pandemic. Type in the chat box how it makes you feel, you know, if you're comfortable to, because a lot of people I speak to say still don't feel quite right, still have a little bit of social anxiety, like something still doesn't feel quite right. So if that resonates, you're not alone. But on top of that, like 99.9% of people, you will also have unresolved trauma from childhood, from adolescence, from adult life. We all do. I've never met anyone, any client doesn't. So Shiny Happy You is a community of people who want to feel amazing in every area of their life. That's success, confidence, physical well-being, happiness, health, mindset. It's for people that just want to thrive, that are done with just living this mediocre existence where they're just not fulfilling where they want to be. So that's where I come in to help pull you out of that. So, you know, you might have long COVID, you might have chronic fatigue. And I'm just going to check everyone's muted there because I can hear a little bit of background noise. Let me see. People, thank you. There we go. No one's in the chat room, and no, I've let everyone in. Yeah, just everyday related. Yeah, life is tough, right? We are juggling a lot, people. We are juggling more than we are ever meant to juggle. I'm going to talk about the brain in a bit, but as our current female brains are functioning, we are not supposed to be dealing with everything we're supposed to be dealing with. Our pre-evolutionary brain is not equipped to juggle the amount of things that our brain has to juggle every day. So that is why anxiety comes, and we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you some pieces of the puzzle that you're just going to go, wow, that makes so much sense. So you might have lack of energy, vitality, depression, anxiety, insomnia, burnout, agoraphobia, exhaustion, perimenopause. This all relates to perimenopause symptoms, menopause symptoms, night sweats, lack of clarity, forgetfulness, irritability, digestive issues, self-sabotage, addictions, spiritual misalignment, overwhelm, sense of unfulfillment. This is all part of the same puzzle. And, you know, it might just be people that just aren't living their best life. You know, you just need to be, you're ready to be leveled up to an entirely new vibration, and then to spend the rest of your life in that place. So if that is you, if any of this is talking to you, you're in the right place, because that's my superpower. I thrive when I'm helping lift people to a higher vibration. And as you're going to find out as you go, every single affliction I've just mentioned are completely interlinked together. So I'm going to now explain how this program works and why it's probably something you've never come across before. Because what I do, And what I'm doing in this program is I'm bringing in the woo-woo and the magic and the alchemy, and I'm mixing it with the science and, you know, the neuroplasticity and the neuroscience that we know about now, the mind-body connection. So I need you to open yourself up to the scientific reality that all you are is energy. What's the first rule of science that we all learn in our physics class at school? My kids are learning now. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. You can't. So therefore, imagine the power within you when I teach you how to tap into the world of energetics and how you magnetize and vibrate with the universal laws. And then you tap into your own inner consciousness to promote your own healing and well-being. It's magic. This is a 4-week group coaching program where I will be personally guiding and coaching you for 4 weeks, once a week, starting next week. People can't make it live, but the recordings will be there and sent to you automatically the next day. If everyone can be on live, that's incredible, because that's the magic and the power of being together. And we will be covering every single element of what your mind, body and soul needs to restore itself back to full peace, happiness and health. And I have tried and tested probably nearly every healing modality or method out there. And I have my 15 years experience treating clients. So I really feel like I have pieced together the most complete healing jigsaw puzzle. So the Shiny Happy You program comprises of these 7 pillars: reflect, reconnect, rewire and retrain, repeat, release, repair and rebirth. And now I'm going to give you a sneaky peek of all the pillars. This is where I'm going to give you some of the extra takeaway tools as well that you can use every day. I've given these hacks to people over the years and they still say to me now, I use that every day and it helps me. So you'll get an idea of why this is so unique and probably something that you haven't come across before. So we're going to be delving into the world of inner healing. We're going to be brain rewiring. We're going to be self-nurturing, all the good stuff. So let's get cracking, give you some goodies now. So let's start with the first pillar, which is reflect. Now in this opening pillar of Shiny Happy You, this is where we reflect on you and why you might have this self-limiting condition or this ailment or this unfulfillment that you can't get past, and why you just can't overcome it, or what's holding you back, what's preventing you from reaching your goal or your true potential. For some of you, it might be life, it might be work, it might be physical health, recovery, it might be mental health. Type in the chat box the area that you're here to improve on. And now what I'm going to say next might just be the biggest light bulb moment you've had in a long time. And that's about why you're the way you are and why you're here. So on the outside, I was living the dream, successful businesswoman, Mrs. Motivator, green smoothie drinking, obsessive. Why did I get long COVID? Why was I stuck permanently to the sofa for 5 months? My friends were like, wow, if you've been taken down like this, what chance is there for the rest of us? It's because I'm a type A personality. Hello, Angela. Type A's, they're overachievers. They also tend to be chronic exerters. An overthinker, the mind never stops. We overwork, we serve, we help others. We're the caregivers, whether that's children or friends or family or work colleagues. We take on other people's problems. We're always providing an ear to offload on. We over-exercise. We push ourselves to limits. But often at the bottom of the priority list, we don't stop. Is this ringing true to you people? It also means from the perspective of our bodies, we could be overexerting, not resting, not repairing, not recovering. So if those qualities resonate with you, do any of these ring true as well? So never feeling good enough, lack of confidence, overeating, self-loathing, guilt, worrying what others think of you. Okay, because these personality types are often predisposed to all the conditions that I've mentioned as well. So if we're looking at the pattern of science and this chronic pattern of depression or unfulfillment or not feeling like you're living the life you should be living, the science in your body is the same regardless of the condition. Okay, your confidence. So confidence is coming up quite a lot, yeah. Okay, and overthinking, again, if you're a type A, you'll be overthinking, which is one of the reasons why your confidence will be affected, because you're overthinking what people are thinking of you. So what happens in your body when you don't fully stop to fully rest and repair? Your battery can deplete. Think of your mobile phone battery. Do you ever let it get to 10%? Never, very rarely. You'll put it in and charge it overnight, it'll be up to 100%. So how often do you do that to your body? Do you ever let your body get down to 10%? you know, and that can be tiredness, bad night's sleep, school run, modern day stress, juggling. And that's when your brain starts to deregulate your entire nervous system in order to keep you alive, because its job is always to protect you and keep you alive. So if you're in a permanent low level state of fight or flight, which most people are, remember that the brain is primal. Okay, sorry, just admitting someone else in. The brain hasn't caught up with evolution yet. Okay, it's completely primal, and its job is just to protect you and make sure you're safe. So the modern day stressor of a boss breathing down your neck, or a kid, your child chucking cereal all over the floor, the brain is perceiving that as the same stressor as a bear in a jungle. You aren't safe, be on high alert. And extreme fight or flight can be triggered by major events or traumas. It's a neurological response to protect you, but we're only designed to remain in that state of fight or flight, which is the sympathetic nervous state, for a very short period of time. The body is under that state for a long period of time. It can't cope because it needs to be in a parasympathetic state, which is the happy, relaxed, balanced. It's a healing state of repair and restoration. And, you know, the chances are, like the vast majority of clients that I've helped over the years, your brain and central nervous system can get stuck in this sympathetic fight or flight state. And I'm going to just now relate this to some modern day situations, okay, just to show how your pre-evolutionary brain is responding, and if you were in the jungle versus what's happening to you today. Okay, so if you were being chased in the jungle by a bear, your brain would release some stress hormones like cortisol, and adrenal glands would release adrenaline, and your brain would actually shrink. The hippocampus part of your brain shrinks down, which is responsible for memory. So how can we relate that to modern day issues? Brain fog, lack of clarity, forgetfulness. Your digestive system would get shut down, because if you're being chased by a bear, you're not going to be thinking about going to the toilet. It's no time for a loo break. So digestive issues in the modern day world: IBS, poor gut health, constipation, diarrhea, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. The list goes on with modern day conditions. What about things like, think about sex, like your sexual organs, your let's get jiggy hormones, right? If you're being chased by a bear, you're not going to be thinking about having sex. So modern day issues here are infertility, impotence, low sex drive. So whatever is going on with your central nervous system, it's your brain acting as if you are literally in the jungle trying to protect you. So that's a big chunk of the science. And, you know, there may be some of you thinking, well, I'm not overly stressed out. I exercise and meditate all the time. I'm pretty healthy. But what can happen is, if you are building up low level stress over time, it's often not the big T's or the big trauma events. It's the little T's over time that build up that allostatic stress in your body that then starts holding you back, that then starts presenting you as this self-limiting person that's not the best version of themselves. And then what happens is there's just one extra card that gets added onto that stack of cards, and it brings a whole lot down. And then you're in full-on burnout mode, or you're completely unable to stand up and show yourself in business, for example. You go into your shell and you just literally can't even say anything or talk. So the good news is we can totally repair and override this overstimulation that you've been experiencing, so that you return to this state of calm, peace, joy, confidence, abundance, like where you just feel incredible all day, every day. And pillar 2 is the second element of this program, and that's reconnect. Now this is where we really focus on the woo-woo. This is the magic. This is my speciality, the alchemy. We cover the law of attraction, we cover the healing power of nature, gratitude, affirmations, meditation, manifestation. And during this pillar, which is actually in week 1 of the program, so the first 2 pillars are actually in week 1. During this pillar, which starts on the Thursday the 16th of March, so next week, this is where I teach you the tools to connect with your inner consciousness and reach a higher energy vibration, so that you start manifesting all of the good stuff into your life. We'll do a live meditation to end that first session beautifully. We'll induce this lovely, warm, natural, calm sleep for you. So tonight, what I'm going to do is, because the law of attraction and manifestation is such a deep topic, it's going to take like a good 45 minutes just to focus on that and to raise your vibration in the program. Right now, I just want you to understand the concept of it, of what the law of attraction means. it means that you like is attracting like. Okay, so what you are focusing on, you will receive more of. So whatever fear or sensation you have, the reason that you're here, whatever it is you want to overcome, if you keep focusing on that, you're going to get more of it. Like attracts like. What you focus on, you will receive more of. So when you focus your attention on the good stuff and more of what you do want, you're more likely to get those things. When you're stuck in negative neural patterns, which is a very easy place to be when you consider we have 80,000 thoughts a day and most of them are repeated negative thoughts, you just keep getting more of that. So not only are you manifesting a negative reaction within you with a negative thought pattern, you're also attracting it towards you. So you attract that and match that vibe that you put out into the world. So you've got to make your vibe to be thinking about health and happiness and positive vibe every single day and focusing on the lack. You focus on the lack, you get more of the lack. Okay, so let's just do a really quick demonstration of this now. This simple exercise will prove to you really instantly how the power is within you every day to be happy and full of joy. So I want you to just close your eyes and take in a deep breath in and just breathe out and just feel every part of your body just unwind and relax, because this is your time to reconnect with yourself. This is your time to reconnect with joy and health and happiness. And now I want you to just think of the person or the people or the thing or the things that you love most in this world, that bring you the most joy, that make your heart feel so full it could burst. Imagine them now in your mind's eye. Imagine yourself with them and feel the joy that you experience together. Focus on that warm, fuzzy feeling just erupting in your heart and spreading across your chest, and focus on them even more now, the love that you receive from them. Feel that sensation, that warmth, that elation and pure joy just intensify in your chest. And now just turn it into a bright, brilliant white light. Feel that joy and that happiness, that pure love just spreading down your limbs, pulsating into every cell within your body. Feel your head just explode now with happiness and joy and pure love and gratitude for that which you hold most dear, those that you're so lucky to have. You're so grateful for this feeling of happiness and love and abundant joy. Now open your eyes. Now tell me, to type in the chat box how that made you feel. Like, how powerful is your brain? How powerful is your own body? Like, we're all incredible, incredible beings. Like, our brains are more advanced computers than you would ever find. Happy and light, mega happy and relaxed, lighter, happy. That's the power of just literally a 2-minute visualization. Imagine what you do when with this you're guided to commit to doing this more often within your body, which is part of the rewiring section that we're going to come up to. So this is, where are we up to now? Yes, I'm going to give you, where are we? Yep, so we're in reconnect. So we've done that exercise. Now we're going to look at the third pillar. Okay, so this is the absolute core of the entire program. And this is where you probably might think, I've never done anything like this before. So the rewire and the retrain section of the program is where we use brain retraining combined with physical movement, because that combination is what deeply rewires the neural pathways in your brain. And some of these pathways are deep because your brain is very clever. Okay, your subconscious mind has the power to retain a crazy amount of information. I can't play the piano at all, but my mum taught me chopsticks when I was 6 years old. Now, I don't play the piano as an adult. I don't have access to one. But if you and me were having a few fizzes in a beautiful bar and there was a grand piano there and you said, Nina, what can you play on the piano? I would play you chopsticks perfectly, despite the fact that I haven't played that for years, okay? And let's do a really quick exercise now that shows you the power of your own subconscious brain. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself as a 10-year-old child in your bedroom. Like, visualize the bedroom that you grew up in when you were a child or a teenager or whatever you remember. Look around you. Look at the walls. What colour are they? Look at the curtains. What do they look like? Look at the windows. Look at the colour of the windows. Look at the formation of the windows. What can you see outside when you look outside of your bedroom window? Okay, open your eyes. Did you just get transported back to a place that you haven't thought of for decades, right? And did you see it so vividly in your mind's eye? That's the power of your subconscious brain. It's insane, the information that we hold on to. So this is such a crucial part of the whole program. This is the part in week 2 where we start the brain retraining process, and I teach you step by step how to do it. And there's a physical element to this. I'm going to give you a sneak peek, because this is the core fundamental. This is something you receive in the post when you sign up to the coaching program. You receive your very own brain retraining mat. Okay. I can't open it all up, but basically you get all of that, your very own brain retraining mat that you will receive in the post before we start that week 2 element of the program. And this is the key to everything. We create bespoke, personalized visualization specific to you and your condition, and anything that you want to overcome, your goals, what you'd like to achieve. We create a new story in your brain. We embed new, positive, happy, exciting, deep neural patterns within your brain, that then what happens is every cell in your body starts to respond. It's science. It works. You can't override the system of the brain. It's how it works. So when you're doing this retraining repeatedly, you are firing and wiring new neural pathways in your brain that with repetition, it becomes so ingrained that your default setting just becomes what you're visualizing and imagining and manifesting and moving towards. And when you combine that on top with all the manifestation work we're doing with the universe, giving you all the good stuff in accordance, it's just like this magic that just all comes together. And I just mentioned repetition. That's the next pillar of the program. And this is the key to success. It's repetition, it's repetition, it's repetition. That is why I can play chopsticks perfectly, despite not playing it for 40 years. I'm not 46 yet, but nearly 40 years, because for a period of time, I've repeated it and repeated it and repeated it. And therefore, my brain created a very strong neural pathway that still remains in my brain now as a microscopic thread. Isn't that crazy? So at this point in the program, you're given a bit of homework, and that is simply to repeat and repeat and repeat the brain retraining, the movement, the exercise that I'll teach you to do from the comfort of your own home and with your own personalized visions, affirmations, entire stories. And throughout the entire program as well, you have your own workbook as well, where everything is personalized. You do exercises. It's an incredible book that you can then look back on and reflect on. And then pillar 5, which is week 3, is release. Now, this is the biggie, okay? This is the one where you need to be really open. You need to bring the tissues. This is the session. It's okay to have your camera off if you need it on that particular session. This is where we cover trauma release. We do some chakra work. We do some inner child healing. And we do a deep, deep healing modality that I call free speech journaling. I teach you how to free speech journal, which is extremely powerful for releasing very deep inner thoughts and trauma. And this section is one of the most important. It can't be overlooked or missed out, because the unresolved wounds and trauma buried within us, which we all have, and some of us will stuff it in a box for years and years and years, and you don't ever end up opening Pandora's box for some people. And then what happens if you don't is that can eventually manifest into all kinds of things, disease. The term disease, let's look at that word. Disease is dis-ease. The body is not in ease, it's not in flow. So by releasing some of what's been building up inside you, perhaps for many years, you'll feel so much lighter and brighter. And I have to repeat this again. All you are is energy. That's all you are. Energy mixed with matter. And energy can become blocked within the chakras, the energetic centers of your body. So we'll do some wonderful visualization and releasing here. We'll also nurture your inner child. That is one of my most favorite things to do. It's so transformational. We'll visit your inner child. We'll reassure them that they're safe, because as we learned already at the beginning of this program, and I explained that we find ourselves in fight or flight because our brain, which can also be interpreted as the little girl or boy within us, it feels unsafe. So in this pillar, in your workbooks, you're invited to spend some time remembering and recording the physical and emotional timeline of the trauma events within your life. And I'm talking not just about the big T's, like we all have big traumas in our life, and we all have lots of little traumas. Sometimes the little traumas are worse than the big T's, right? For what happens later on in life. An example of that is, one child in the playground when you're 5 years old makes a comment to you, but you think that that's so insignificant, but it doesn't. It becomes significant. It becomes it starts dominating your entire life. It becomes a story later on in life. The typical example is a child calling someone fat in a school playground, and that child then grows up as an adult with an eating disorder. So these little T's that you might deem insignificant, they become quite significant, and that's what we have to work on. So we categorize your life traumas into bite-sized chunks according to your age. And by physical trauma, this timeline is fascinating. Like, have you ever done this? Have you ever thought of every childhood illness you've ever had, every hospital trip, every broken bone, injury, sickness, or pain that you've experienced in your entire life? When I did this exercise, I was blown away at everything my body had been through that I had never stopped to honor and release and process. And we do that with emotional trauma as well. So we pinpoint the emotional wounds that you experienced, the events that occurred that have negatively impacted you. Every single experience of our lives has defined who we are today. And we're just a vortex of layers and layers and layers and layers of like onion peel layers. And so I'm going to invite you to revisit each layer, each event, and just reassure your inner being, your brain, your soul, your inner child, you're okay, that experience was part of your journey, that you don't need to hold on to it anymore, because you're going to move on and be fabulous. And in this pillar as well, this is so special, we also write a letter to your younger self. And we do my favorite ever meditation that I created about 5 years ago, which is a really immersive inner child healing meditation. And we visit several versions of you throughout the ages. But for now, I'm going to give you a taster of how incredibly soothing and warm and cathartic it is to visit and nurture your inner child. Okay, so we're going to do a very quite brief inner child work now, just to give you a taster of what it's like. So I want you to briefly visit your inner child and just reassure him or her that they're safe. Okay, so close your eyes and just focus on my words by just relaxing your breath. Just feeling yourself start to unwind. Just focus on my words. Let go. Let go. Let go. And breathe in and out and relax. And now I want you to visualize yourself walking along a beach on a beautiful sunny day. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your face and a slight cool breeze around your hair. Beach is deserted apart from one little figure you can see in the distance. And you feel compelled to walk towards this figure because something seems familiar. And as you get closer, you realize that it's you as an 8 or 9-year-old. And you're sitting there in the sand, building a sandcastle. You're wearing a familiar swimming outfit that you remember from when you were younger. Your hair is as you remember from pictures that you've seen of yourself as a young child. And as you walk closer, the younger version of you looks up and smiles. They feel that you're familiar. You bend down and smile back, and they instantly feel safe with you. Then you gently wrap your arms around your younger self and whisper, everything's going to be okay. You're safe. You'll always be safe. Some things are going to happen in your life that are going to feel really bad and really scary at the time. But you'll get through it. You're always safe, I promise. And in this warm embrace, you can feel them nodding in your arms. And together you stand up and hold hands and start walking along the shore together. You look down and you see your little feet next to your big feet. And you keep walking until you see the opening of a dark cave. Your younger you looks up at you with a worried expression and shakes their head. It's okay. I'm here with you, you say. Remember, you're never alone. And you squeeze each other's hand and you both have a sense of calm as you step into the darkness together. Because as you enter it, you can both see a tiny flicker of light at the end of the dark cave. And you have a sense of calm, knowing that you are walking through the darkness and to the light together. And just gently open your eyes, my lovelies. That's just a very little baby example of where we go when we nurture your inner child. And it's really, really powerful stuff. Really powerful stuff, because we're all just, I don't know if there's any men on this call, I think there are some men, but we're all just little girls and boys, right? Still in these adult bodies, we're still just little people thinking, what's going on? And sometimes we just need to be nurtured and looked after, and that's a big, big part of this pillar, and it's so transformational. So yeah, that's a biggie, that one. And then the sixth and the penultimate pillar is rebirth. And that is all about diet, nutrition, sleep, and therapies to induce this parasympathetic happy state that we want to permanently be in. And this is a crucially important part of the puzzle, because you can do all the personal development in the world, you can do all the mindset work in the world, you can become a pro at the law of attraction and manifesting things, but if you live off a diet of black coffee and cigarettes, or take away burgers every night, you're not going to be healthy or happy. So in this section, we focus on the foods that serve you best. I don't put you on a specific diet at all, but I will teach you what I've learned is probably the best way to eat. It's not going to be surprising to you to hear that it's basically eat as many colours as you can every day, pretty much, and you'll receive an incredible jam-packed e-cookbook with lots of recipes and smoothies and healthy treats that are super yummy, so yummy, nourishing for all of you, whole family. We talk about sleep work here. We talk about breath work. We look at what I consider to be the best physical therapies out there to keep you happy and healthy. And I talk about the vagus nerve as well in this pillar too, which a lot of people still don't know about the vagus nerve and how it controls your body, how you can self-heal and soothe this longest nerve in your body that runs into your brain and runs all the way down your spine. But my hack for you today, and many of you will know about gut health. It's a big, big thing at the moment. People are talking about it a lot. I'm just going to give you some advice on this. First of all, let me remind you of this really famous quote by Hippocrates, who is known as the father and founder of medicine. He said, all disease starts in the gut. So I want to educate you on the importance of your gut health. It's everything. If you have poor gut health, you're far more predisposed to mental health issues, because 90% of serotonin, your happy hormone, is produced in your gut. Serotonin is literally your natural antidepressant, and it's produced between the very clever brain-gut axis, which is bidirectional. So that means that the messages are going up and down constantly. They're constantly in direct communication with each other. And we know this already, right? Think of when you're nervous, like, you can suddenly just end up running for the toilet. I had that situation the other week. It's really embarrassing, but that's the power of our gut-brain axis. There's also over 100 trillion bacteria in your gut that are constantly trying to balance each other out and protect your gut. I heard a stat the other day that said about if you lined up that 100 trillion bacteria, it would be from like here to some crazy country. If anyone knows that, put it in the chat box. But it's super common and really easy for your balance in your tummy to go out of whack, because modern day stressors like medicine, especially antibiotics, which kills off all the good bacteria as well as the bad, free radicals, pesticides in the food we eat, toxins in the air we breathe, this can all disrupt the balance of the gut microbiome. So it's so crucial. And massively advise that every day you take high quality pre and prebiotic supplements. And this guidance is also part of the program. I give you all the recommendations on that as well. And chronic stress has been proven to increase inflammation in the gut, which can lead to physical digestive issues like IBS, Crohn's, etc. That's another reason why the principles and practices of this program can help prevent these conditions, because we are restoring and releasing the stressors in the body. And then the final pillar is the rebirth, where you step out into the world as this new, shiny, happy version of you. And more importantly, we talk about how to stay there forever. Because as Buddha says, I love a Buddha quote, suffering exists. Sadly, it does. It's part of life. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. Stuff is going to happen that could pull you down. And this is where we reinforce the tools to ensure that you don't let that happen when challenges arise. We look at the new normal and how incredible it feels to re-engage daily with joy, and how to stay in this high vibrational zone so that you keep attracting all the things that you want towards you, just like a magnet. And that can be absolute health, it can be business, it can be money, it can be anything that you desire. That's what you program into the brain retraining. What you want more of, that's what we focus on, and that's what we bring to you, just like a magnet. And honestly, some of the things that my clients have created after these kind of sessions is crazy. And I've been doing Shiny Happy You with several guinea pigs for the year, just free of charge, like just tweaking the program. And some of, honestly, like what's happened has just been mind-blowing. And a crucial part of this pillar and the finale to the program is where I give you a list of daily firsts. And these are non-negotiable ways that you should start your day. And I encourage you to ingrain these daily habits within you, because they're some of the daily habits that are practiced by the world's most successful, wisest human beings. So I'm going to tell you these daily firsts now so that you can take these away and try and start integrating them into your daily life. I know some of you may have heard these before, but some of them you won't have heard before, that aren't part of the typical kind of list. So the daily firsts are an acronym. So write first, so FIRSTS. And if you can do all of these firsts every single day, you are winning. Don't put the pressure on yourself if you're having a crazy busy day and you don't manage to do it. It's fine. Don't put the pressure on, because when it becomes difficult, when it's a struggle, when anything becomes a chore or hard, it's not worth doing it. You stop and you start again another day. But the more that you ingrain this as a habit, it will just become embedded within you. So F is free speech journaling. And again, this isn't normal journaling. This is what I teach you in the program. I is intuitive quiet time, IQT. Now, yes, you can call that mindfulness, you can call it meditation, but what I've learned, especially with type A personalities, meditation can be quite overwhelming, off-putting. Some people find it very difficult, they feel a lot of pressure with it. So I encourage and I coach people on IQT, which is 10 minutes of quiet time, of empty brain space, where you do not have technology around you and you just stop and are quiet. That's it. Okay? Stop, quiet, be intuitive. That can be classed as meditation if you meditate. R is, I have to go back to my mat. It's rewire, retrain, repeat. Rewire, retrain, repeat. Because we want to build these deep new neural pathways and fire these new neurons. S is speak or say gratitude. Speak gratitude. Daily gratitude is a big part of this puzzle. When you experience and you count your blessings every day and you experience true joy through that feeling of gratitude, the universe hears that so much, so much. And gratitude, out of all the human emotions, it's one of the highest vibrating emotions that you can have alongside forgiveness and happiness and joy. It's right up there. So that is a daily must. T is 20 deep focused breaths. Okay, that could also be a walk and going for a brisk walk and breathing and exercising and getting your blood flow going. But 20 deep focused breaths is really achievable and doable for anyone. So I always tag that onto the end of the intuitive quiet time, the 20 deep focused breaths and counting them. That can also be part of your intuitive quiet time if you're limited to time that day. And then S is self-love. Every day we should be giving ourselves self-love. When was the last time you did that to yourself? When was the last time you gave yourself a cuddle? And that's one of the daily firsts that I massively encourage. Literally just a self-love cuddle at the end of these firsts. Just cuddle, yeah. You got this, girl. You got this. You're all good. an affirmation to yourself, a compliment, a pat on the back. Every day you need to give yourself self-love. So there you have it, guys. And look at me, I'm pretty much on time, which is incredible for me. It's the 7 pillars of the Shiny Happy You program that I've just gone through. We're going to do a Q&A in a second, but let me just explain how this coaching is going to work and how you can join. Now, like I said, I've been tweaking this for a while, helping little guinea pigs. It's now ready for the wider world. So if you're part of the launch, this is effectively the beginning. This is the launch. It's very exciting, because not only does it mean you're at the very beginning of this journey with me, with Shiny Happy You, which I would love to become a global wellness movement where I can help so many people. You'll also benefit from the lower launch price before it goes up. So I've wanted to make this affordable so that lots of people can access it. So this 4-week program where we get together on Zoom once every week for 4 weeks, starting next Thursday, 8:30 p.m. And then it's every Thursday for the next 4, up until Thursday, the 6th of April. It's £333 for the entire program. If you're in the US, that's about $390 at the current rate for you all. Free is my life path number as well. So 333 just feels so energetically right for this launch. And then on top of that, what you're going to receive is you'll get exclusive access to our Shiny Happy You Tribe community page on Facebook, which is called Shy Tribe. That's only for people on the 4-week group coaching program. So that will be a lovely community of people, all exactly at the same stage of the journey, guided by me. I'll hold your hand the whole way. You'll be able to ask questions on there. I'll be jumping on and doing lives and helping you on there. You also get a free e-workbook where this is where you personalize everything, your goals, your visions, and then you have that forever to reflect back on. You get your free e-cookbook, smoothies, healthy snacks, meals, all Shiny Happy You approved. You get your brain retraining mat in the post. So there'll be an email that comes out. I need to sign up asking for your name and address so that I can send this to you in the post. So all of this value is about £700 I worked out. So it's a big saving. And I've also done a payment plan. So you can pay £166.50 and then £106.50 the next month. And also on top of that, I have said that the first 10 people to book on the 4-week coaching program will also get a free one-to-one coaching call with me too. So we'll get a free one-to-one Zoom where I'll be your personal coach for one session and really personalize and fine-tune all of this. So that's the first 10 people that sign up, and then I need to put the link in here. You'll also get an email now as well with all the information and the link if you want to participate. So the dates are, if you want to join us and mark your diaries, I'll just give you the dates now. Where are we? Everyone in meeting. There's the link there. There you go. So the dates are next Thursday, the 16th of March, then it's the 23rd of March, the 30th of March, and then the final one is the 6th of March at 8:30 p.m. And again, like I say, if you really can't make it live, you'll get the recording first thing the next day, but it'd be great if you can commit. And if you are in the US or anywhere in the world and the timings don't work, again, you'll get sent the recording the next day to watch back. So opening up for a Q&A, and that little baby's been so good. Does anyone have any questions at all or anything to ask? Fire away now. You can type in the chat box. Anyone got any questions? Oh, you're so welcome, Hayley. How long are the sessions each week? They're 1 hour each week. So it'd be 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Oh, thank you, Veronica. I'm so excited about it. Like I say, it's taken so long and I've tweaked it so many times. Yes, if you are someone who can't visualize, absolutely, it will work for you. We do work on a big part of the brain retraining is bringing it to life with colors and scents as well, and engaging in all the different senses. So if you're someone that finds it hard to visualize up here, we kind of do it in other ways as well. And also it's very personal and personalized to you. So whatever way your brain can see things in the best way, that because some people are visual, some people are oral, aural, I mean AURAL. We tweak it so it's what works for you. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah, it was a horrendous journey, but you know, I'm so grateful for it. because I learned so much from it, and that's why I feel so strongly about this, because I know people that are stuck. I've been there, and like sometimes you just need someone to guide you and piece it all together, and that's a really fundamental part of week 1 is I introduce you to your internal positivity coach, because everyone needs a coach, which is why I'm here to guide you and nurture you. Like every professional needs a coach, right? So I'm here as the coach, but we also create an extra internal positivity coach for you. So that's what we fine tune on week 1. We decide who that's going to be, we pick them, and they become your internal positivity coach that we also bring into the brain retraining mat. And that's a real aha moment, because that's something that is a tool that you use every single day. Oh, thank you, Ashley. I am so pleased as well that I've come out the other side. Yes, Alice, beyond the course, there'll be tools and recommendations on how to keep the momentum going. I struggle with consistency. Yes, consistency is such a huge thing for everyone in modern day life, because life's so busy. How do you stay consistent with something? There's lots of different ways that will be happening, Alice. So there'll be, you know, continued contact. You'll be staying on the group. I'll still be jumping on there and helping. I can carry on doing personal coaching for you. I'll be doing 1-day retreats. I'll also be doing 4-day retreats. But the thing is, the reason as well why it can be ongoing for you as well is when you realize the power of what your brain has done, because we're focusing on the repeating so much in those intense weeks, you start to see the result, and the tools and the new neural patterns become quite ingrained within you quite quickly, because that's the power of the brain retraining mat and the movement together combined with it. You have to move around the mat in certain directions, which is what I teach you, and it's that creates those new neural pathways where it's done, the work is done. You know, there are tools that just come in my head every day. If I feel something coming in, a limiting path, is there because I embedded it so much with the work. And that's what the program is. Now, if long term you find that you're struggling, or things are coming back and rearing their ugly head, bam, we just need to refocus you and get you back to your brain retraining. That's it. And doing your daily first, that's a big part of the consistency. When you introduce that and it becomes an ingrained part of your life, and every day you feel gratitude and joy, like the consistency just becomes, it just happens automatically because you've done the work. I know what I need to do, I just don't do it. Will there be something which covers this? I have a huge vision and desire to live a more fulfilled life. I just don't know what I need to do to get there. Yeah, that's what we do every week. Every single week is hand holding, is guiding. You have the workbooks, you have the homework in between, you have the Facebook group with me there anytime to answer questions and guide you. We also input the internal positivity coach who is there with you 24/7. So again, we create who that is very specifically with that voice, and that is someone that's with you constantly as well. So every which way, it's giving you tools that are just going to stay with you, basically. When will you be running the 4 weeks again after the first one is finished? Good question. I think that my plan is to do this once a quarter as a group coaching online program. And then I think I'm going to do one 1-day retreat before the end of the year, and one 4-day retreat before the end of the year. The 4-day one will be obviously time away. It will be much more immersive, in depth. It will be a healing retreat, effectively. It will be very transformational. I've been on many retreats in my life, and I know how transformational they are when you spend that quality time in that zone. But the 1-day retreat will still be extremely powerful. So that's really for people that, you know, perhaps can't get away from kids or whatever, or work for 4 days. That would be great, you know, for 1-day retreat for those people. Thank you so much. Oh, amazing, Holly. Oh, I'm so glad you're in. Right, coaching, you're the first one to get the coaching, so amazing. And Miranda as well. There we go. I know, I'm very it's really easy to get stuck in a stuck pattern. Like, we are all there. That again is our brains overprotecting us. Okay, it's the way our brains are designed. It's always to keep us safe and always to protect us. So when we experience overwhelm, our brain can just shut us down. That's when we end up with procrastination and a feeling of being stuck. We're not moving forward. It's back to our brain just keeping us safe. You can't juggle everything. There's too many processes going on. I need to shut this down. Okay, that's what the brain is doing. And it is a big problem. And it's getting worse because modern day life for us, especially as women, is getting worse. We're dealing with more things. We are designed to sit in a jungle feeding a baby and that's it, with everyone else doing everything for us. Instead, we're dealing with a million different emails. Kids have left their lunchbox at home. The list goes on, right? It goes on and on and on. So our brains just can't cope. So it switches off. And this is why this program is so unique and so crucial, because we combine the reassurance. It's about going back to your brain, overriding that primal system and reassuring your brain you're okay. It's about releasing the trauma that your body is stuck and holding on to. It's about your entire nervous system regulating back to a safe place. Safety of calm. Then what ends up happening is you have the space and the mental clarity, and your brain is allowing you to do more. You start going into a state of flow because, again, your brain isn't blocking it, because your brain knows you're all good because your central nervous system is completely regulated. It doesn't need to protect you. You can go out and crack on and do more things. Okay, so overwhelm is just that state of the fight or flight, and you're stuck in your central nervous system. It's become deregulated. All part of the same puzzle. Yeah, exactly what's going on for so many people, Miranda. Really, really is. So yeah, it's a really common problem, overwhelm, which unfortunately, if you don't start helping yourself with it, it leads to burnout, which again is what this program is for. I'm trying to help people get to that point of burnout, because it's a big problem. It's a big, big problem. So that's the other side of it as well. But the magic and the woo-woo and the brain map, it just sends you onto a very high vibration. And that's when all the good stuff starts happening in your life as well. So yes, you're feeling good, you're happy, but you're magnetic and vibrating in a whole different world, that all good stuff with work comes to you. I mean, the amount of messages I've had from people that honestly, after they've done my money course, they're like, oh my God, I've just had this money check in the post. I've just had this, I've just won the lottery ticket, all this stuff that's just crazy. The deadline for signing up for the program is the 14th, which is next Tuesday. Next Tuesday evening. But yeah, just remember that you can do the payment plan. So it's £166.50 and then £166.50 in April. So you can pay for it over 2 months. Yeah, if you've been moving round and round in circles, and again, that's where the coach comes in, and that's why coaches are so crucial in life for anything. Whether it's, you're an Olympic athlete, you need to be guided. You need a helping hand sometimes. Sometimes it's just too overwhelming to do it yourself, and that's again, like, I feel like that's why I went through what I went through, because I learned it all. And I had to package it together in a way that I could help other people. Just understand that everything is within you, and you just need the tools and the guidance to just fix yourself. That's it, really. It's about fixing and healing ourselves and living our best existence because of this. Don't stay stuck in the circle. Don't stay stuck in the self-limiting pattern. Like, you don't need to. Life's too short. You're here for a purpose. Like, you're such an incredible, unique human being. We all are. You've got to start living life on purpose. Oh, Ashley, amazing. Right, I messaged you for a coaching call as well. Let me just make sure I'm writing down these names so I've got them all in the right order. Thank you, Hayley. Ashley. Yeah, got them. And then reach out anytime, like message me anytime if you've got any questions, you want to know anything more specific, or you've got like fears or reservations, like just message me. I'm around to answer any questions at any time, and you'll be sent all of the emails with all the information as well. Everything will be on email when you sign up to. You'll get all of the content that you need. You'll get the email to remind you to send me your address so I can send you the brain retraining map. You'll get the link to the Facebook group where you'll be part of the community, the ones that are doing it just together. So yeah, all of that will come automatically on these very fabulously technical funnels that are set up. Oh, Angela, I'm excited. Yay, okay, amazing, thank you. Oh, very exciting, ladies, cannot wait. Thank you so much, so much for joining me here tonight, for sharing your time and just being open and listening to my vulnerability and just being here in this space. I really hope in some capacity, you know, either what I've given you tonight is going to help you, or I become, you know, a more involved part of your healing journey. So either way, thank you so much for being here. So much love. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys. Lovely comments. Thank you for being such a wonderful, lovely audience for this Shiny Happy You launch. And let me stop.